That moment, Seoha received a call from someone named Chowon, but he didn't answer. Chowon was Geom's younger sister in her 18th life. She lived in a place filled with flowers, where on romantic evenings, a handsome man would bring wine to enjoy together. But it seemed Chowon had her mind on someone else, her attention fixed on her phone, as if waiting for a call from someone. While gathering decoration materials for the hotel, Geom stopped by the Insadong district to have a look around. Unexpectedly, that she saw Seoha there. At that moment he was feeling overwhelmed by the loud noise of trumpets and drums. Seeing Seoha in a state of panic, Geom suddenly ran over, grabbed his hand and pulled him along quickly. Seoha, not understanding what was happening, let her drag him along until they both were exhausted and stopped. They sat down on a nearby bench to rest. Geom explained that she had pulled him away like that, to help him escape from his panic. She recounted a previous life during a time of war, when the dead were falling like rain and she was the only one left alive. All she could do was run fast to escape. After regaining her composure, she found herself in a field where life had returned. However, Seoha clearly did not believe her words. He leaned closer and quietly asked if Geom had a mental issue. The question left Geom speechless, but instead of answering him, she proposed that they get married. Seoha was bewildered by this unique marriage proposal. Geom said it was a hint for him to recognize where he had met her before. But Seoha couldn't imagine what the proposal he made to Geom in a past lifetime, as there was still no result from the interview, which made Geom feel like he was going to die. Seoha said that he was going to Geom anxious. She decided to meet Seoha to express herself further. While the two were talking, the door suddenly opened. And hearing Secretary Doyoon call the girl who had just entered Chowon, Geom realized that it was her younger sister. This was officially the first meeting between the two sisters in this lifetime. In a moment, memories flooded back. It seemed that Seoha did not want to meet Chowon, and Secretary Doyoon tactfully invited Chowon to leave. Seoha firmly told Geom to go back and wait, but Geom said she was willing to accept even a small like a housekeeping staff member to work at MI Hotel. Geom's persistence puzzled him. Geom remembered that she still had a roll of documents that she had forgotten to give to Seoha. At that moment, she happened to meet Seoha in the hotel lobby and handed it to him. It turned out to be a drawing of the hotel at its busiest and most crowded time. Seoha showed a hint of surprise and then immediately changed his mind. He agreed to let her stay at the hotel for a trial period. On the first morning of Geom's work at the hotel, she and Seoha encountered a noisy group of young men in the hotel lobby. The staff reported that they were the general manager's son and his friends. Seeing Geom behind Seoha, one of them grabbed her and asked her to join them for a while. Seoha, showing no mercy, kicked him in the leg and put him directly on the hotel's blacklist. At that moment, General Manager Yunoke appeared and invited Seoha to her office for tea. Geom immediately recognized her as the woman who had previously had an affair with Seoha's father. During the first internal meeting, everyone was assigned tasks except Geom. When she questioned this, Seoha explained that she was the one who was assigned tasks. Geom was the one who was assigned that her skills were too diverse, so she should assist others. Unable to utilize her talents, Geom felt a bit disappointed. As she stepped outside, she unexpectedly ran into Chowon. Not wanting Seoha to know, Chowon had used a fake name to submit a project proposal to the hotel and had asked Geom to submit it on her behalf. Seeing Geom rummaging through her document folder, Secretary Doyoon immediately approached to give her a warning. Seoha shows zeal in her heart and watched as the two people whispered secretly outside. After Geom left, Seoha summoned Secretary Doyoon to question him. Secretary Doyoon vaguely replied that he and Geom were just chatting. Seoha's heart has more and more doubts. Who is Geom after all? As he sank into the pool to thinking, a sudden memory flashed through his mind. The image of a little girl with a bright smile appeared. The girl had told Seoha to marry her. This memory awakened that made Seoha suddenly laughed. He took out an old scarf and immediately called Geom. She rushed to meet him at full speed, but unfortunately she was disappointed. Seoha only remembered that she was the 9-year-old Geom who used to follow him around and once pulled him away from trouble once time. Still not giving up, Geom once again proposed marriage. This was not a simple decision, but one that had been considered over many years. Although Seoha refused, but when he was alone, he was laughing while taking his shower. On this side, Seoha's father called Secretary Doyoon over to be tasked with monitoring and supervising Seoha, and he even mentioned that within 2 years, Seoha would be moved to another place. After that, he handed Secretary Doyoon and Doyoon refused. On the other hand, Seoha tried to call Secretary Doyoon but couldn't reach him, and since he couldn't drive himself, he had no choice but to ask Geom for help. He called and prayed that Geom wouldn't pick up, but the truth wasn't right as what he prayed for. Because the caller was Seoha, Geom picked up the phone immediately. As a result, Geom drove to pick Seoha up, and they stopped in front of a forest. Geom didn't expect that Seoha had brought flowers to visit a grave, and she was even more shocked to find that the grave belonged to her from her previous life. When Seoha saw Geom in front of Geom for the first time, he allowed himself to cry as a child. Standing before her own grave, Geom was overwhelmed with confusion. From before until now, she had only felt her own pain. But today, in this life, this is the first time that she understood the sorrow of those left behind. Knowing that Seoha was grieving, Gom led him to a nearby cherry blossom garden. Seoha suddenly asked Gom what she liked. Without hesitation, she replied that she liked him. When Gom asked Seoha in return what his type was, Seoha thought for a moment and then answered that he liked other people. When Gom said that he liked older women, it can see that he still couldn't forget Juwon. However, Gom continued saying that people often told her she seemed mature beyond her years. This left Seoha speechless. He thought to himself that it was a sign of intransigent. As soon as Gom drove onto the road, a truck sped past, triggering Seoha's traumatic memories of the past accident. Gom quickly handed him an airbag to help him breathe and calm down, which eventually settled him. After today, Gom finally understood the pain and loss of those left behind, of Seoha, her family from her past life, and even her new family. Gom, who had been living with Seoha for a long time, remembered that today was Seoha's birthday, so she rushed through the rain to his house. Seoha sat alone, played the piano in the quiet room. Ever since Gom had departed from this world, he had never celebrated his birthday because he was afraid it would remind him of the moment she took her last breath. At that moment, Gom took a taxi to Seoha's house, not knowing that someone else had arrived before her. As soon as Seoha opened the door, Gom seized the opportunity to interrupt him. She had heard that confessing one's feelings on their birthday would be unforgettable, so she told Seoha that she liked him. Seoha might have thought she was being impulsive, but he did not know that this abrupt confession was also imbued with Gom's hope that from now on, he would only remember this confession on his birthday and forget the painful memories of the past. However, at that crucial moment, Choi-won suddenly opened the door, and the two of them locked eyes in stunned silence, as if a dramatic confrontation between the two women was about to unfold. Seoha callously used the excuse of having a guest to send Gom away, then turned and went back inside. The atmosphere inside the house was equally tense. Even though he had vowed never to celebrate his birthday again, Choi-won stubbornly insisted that he'd blow out the candles. Seoha angrily ordered her to leave his house within 3 minutes. Overwhelmed by the hurt, Choi-won argued with him before leaving immediately. When Choi-won reached the gate, she was surprised to see Gom still standing there. She handed Gom the cake she had made over the past 4 hours. Gom couldn't help but ask if Choi-won liked Seoha. Choi-won didn't answer directly, but instead asked Gom if she would give up on Seoha if Choi-won liked him. Gom fell into silence. The fact that her younger sister also liked Seoha made Gom extremely fell into awkward situation. She liked Seoha, but didn't want to compete with Choi-won. The next morning, when Gom met Seoha again, Seoha recalled her confession from the previous day. Gom realized she had been somewhat aggressive and took the initiative to apologize to him to clear the awkward atmosphere. Seoha suddenly thanked her and then awkwardly walked out.